COVID cases in Germany have jumped by a third in just a week, forcing the government to introduce tougher restrictions for the unvaccinated. The dramatic rise has seen record daily infections of more than 65,000, with the German leader warning the fourth wave was starting to overburden hospitals. Angela Merkel stressed that the rate of vaccination needed to be higher. Currently, about 68% of Germans are fully jabbed, with some states even lower. As our analyst Casey Briggs takes a look at how waning immunity and vaccine resistance is affecting Europe in general.
This nasty COVID wave is spreading across more and more of Europe. As winter approaches, we're seeing cases and, unfortunately, deaths too climbing across much of the west of the continent, which, generally speaking, has quite healthy vaccine coverage. But still, Greece now, amid a spike in deaths, reimposing rules for unvaccinated people. Austria's gone back into a partial lockdown with its spike in deaths, and Germany too has reimposed restrictions. These are the vaccination rates for these three countries. It's between 60 and 70% of the total population in all three of those countries. Australia, by the way, is actually even higher at the moment. But in these Western European countries, like much of the continent, that surge in vaccinations that we saw, the rapid growth in coverage, well, it began about 6 months ago. So could it be that we're now beginning to see the effect of waning vaccine immunity, like we've seen previously in countries like Israel? Western Europe's not the place a lot of these waves started. We actually saw much faster growth and earlier outbreaks in Eastern Europe, where countries like Romania, like Bulgaria and Latvia, cases starting to rise in those three countries in as far back as September or even August. And they're now all countries that are recording record numbers of COVID-19 deaths. And frankly, the vaccination coverage in those countries is comparatively quite low. They've been growing in the last month or so amid these outbreaks, but at the moment 24% of people in Bulgaria are fully vaccinated, 36% in Romania, and Latvia's just cracked 60%, but at the start of October it was down as low as 46%. And this is probably part of the reason we're seeing across the entire continent this massive spike in both infections. Cases across the continent have hit a new high watermark. The 7-day average is higher than it's ever been through this entire pandemic. And deaths too. Daily deaths on average are now pushing up toward the number 4,000 every single day. And that is just about as bad as it was right back at the beginning of the pandemic in that first COVID wave.